What up? Welcome back to Crystal's Tarot. This is going to be a bonus reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign for Pisces for August of 2020. If this reading resonates, please like, share, and subscribe if you have not already done so. I do wait for the cards to come out, wait for the message to fall out. I feel like that's what provided by Spirit instead of me picking them. So please feel free to fast forward. It looks like we do have a message though. The message that came out was the Ten of Pentacles and the Star. So potentially you can be wishing for abundance to come in. You might be having little daydreams about different ways that you could bring in your prosperity and your abundance. You might be currently trying to move away from difficulty right now. It looks like you're using your intuition regarding something that was very painful and difficult. There was probably recently a very harsh communication that caused you to go kind of inward. You might have had a little bit of depression or a little period of time where there was a lot of pain that you were enduring and you didn't really want to talk to anybody about it. So you kind of went inside and you spoke with Spirit about it, and you just kind of covered it up, and on the outside you might have just been wearing a mask, acting like everything was okay, but on the inside you were feeling that pain and you're trying to bring light to it, to kind of look at the pain to figure out how do you resolve it and move on from it. Because you know that that's the best way. It's probably one of the biggest things holding up your prosperity right now or hindering it. And you are a creator and you want to move away from difficulty. You know that you can be abundant. You are, and with that, we have a message that came out, which was the Queen of Pentacles with the Four of Wands. So you know that when it comes to your family, you're the one that's usually the one that's creating it. You have the ability to really make a plan and stick to it and bring in that prosperity where it benefits yourself and your family. And you're also looking for that on the other side. You're wanting to have a family, if you don't already, surrounded with people who are who have the same goals and the same dreams that you have, and who are willing to put in the work just as you are. You might have been having some harsh communications, like you might have been having some arguments recently with your partner or somebody who you share your resources and finances with, and just telling them, look, I'm the one who makes this, I'm the one who does this. You should be following what I say. You should respect me and appreciate me more than you do, is what I'm hearing. Because you don't feel like they've built with you. You've been the one that's been doing, you feel like you've been doing all the work, and they've just been sitting and watching you and taking the benefits from it. And you're looking at it and you're trying to decide if you want to do it any longer. The next message that came out was the Eight of Pentacles and the King of Wands. And this speaks about if you want to continue to put action about something that you've been building. You're evaluating it and looking at it and seeing if it has all the components that you like, and if there's any components that you want to change. I have one more shuffle and then we're going to get started pulling your cards, but we have another message come out. So you have the Five of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. So this reminds me of like feeling left out in the cold, kind of. With the Five of Pentacles, you might feel like your partner hasn't been putting in the work that you have been putting in. You might feel like they've just kind of been relaxed about the situation, and you're ready to kind of like step up now and tell them, look, things need to change and be improved, or else I'm willing to walk away. Excuse me. I feel like we got another message here as well. Yeah. You're willing to walk away because you have too many options and you know what you want. You're not sitting in that energy anymore of trying to figure out if you're worthy of it and what you want. You have a very good idea of what you want your future to look like, and you know that you're worthy of it, and you're willing to put the action towards having it, and you're willing to replace any components that do not back that up for you. And you're willing to tell the people in your life currently that if you can kind of like ship up or ship out, step up or step off. And then you got another message here with the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So this speaks about you receiving clarification from spirit or standing in your truth regarding your abundance and what you're trying to create. And potentially regarding this long-term relationship that you've had. I would say it's probably a long-term relationship. And it might have been something you wished for once upon a time. It might have been something you might have saw this person as like very, they looked well on the inside. They looked well on the outside. Like their appearance looked good. And they seemed to have everything that like their finances seem to be in order, but it like after you got into the relationship, it became difficult, and now you're just seeking truth and trying to decide if you want to put any more energy towards this relationship. Okay, so one more shuffle, and then we are going to get started. For Pisces for August 2020. And so in your current energy, you have the Seven of Pentacles. And what that speaks of to me is you're evaluating your options. You're looking at what you've been growing and kind of looking at, do you still want it? Do you want it the way it is? Is there anything that should be different or that you want different about it? And you're trying to have the strength to make a decision that is good and healthy for you. Bottom of the deck, you have the Knight of Wands. So there's something that you're passionate about, whether it be a person or a new endeavor. Something recently has sparked your interest and you want to pursue it. And we're going to go ahead and pull clarifiers. And I do wait for the cards to jump out. So please feel free to fast forward. I do appreciate your time. Thank you. You might be sitting in an energy right now of where you're kind of feeling a bit paranoid. There might be some difficulty, multiple issues around you, and you feel like things are shaking up around you and you're just kind of waiting for the next foot to drop, kind of. And you're trying to figure out how to make things more stable in your environment, because you're not trying to you're not trying to be in a bad situation where you look bad or you don't have your needs met. In the past, you have had to fight for love, and it has been very painful for you, and you're at that point now. If you're at that point now where you love yourself enough to, if somebody else isn't going to love you just as much as you love yourself, you're willing to walk away. And you know that you're going to have abundance. Okay. So this, your underlying energies is going to be the Knight of Wands. So this is something that you're passionate about, that you want to put movement towards. And the clarifying bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. And she speaks about having everything together, being in your power, standing confidence, and building. Like, she really doesn't want for anything. She's beautiful on the inside and on the out. She has a good relationship with nature. And she has 9 of the 10 pentacles. So she's very, very comfortable in life. And that's clarifying the Knight of Wands, which is the movement of what you're passionate about. So what this thing that you're passionate about has the potential to really set you up and leave you in a good way where you're very comfortable in life. Or there's somebody recently that's caught your attention that may be very look very well on the outside, and you want to kind of see where that goes. Your current energy is the 7 of Pentacles with the High Priestess. So you're looking at the things that you've been building, and you're using your intuition, and you're speaking with spirit to kind of figure out how do you take your next step? How can you continue to build where you're at now, or where do you go to build? Where do you go next to start building, and how do you do that? And what's crossing you is the Strength and the Chariot. So this energy that you're trying to build something, this is the energy that's crossing you. So you might feel as though, even though you're following your intuition, it's not moving fast. And you might be kind of fighting with yourself about wanting to do something, and then having that, the opposition thought of it. Like, I want to move, and no, I don't want to move. I've been in this house for a really long time, and I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. I've been in this relationship a long time. I should work it out. So you're kind of on the both sides of it. And because that energy, that's what's causing this delay in movement. But once you can really make up your mind as to what you want, and really just stick with it and make a decision and have strength in it, then you'll see that come around a lot faster. You'll start to see the movement progress. The energy that's underlining you is the Tower, clarified by the 10 of Swords in reverse. So what this says to me is that you're fearful, or there's an underlying energy, like a panic energy, of feeling like something is going to happen, and you're fearful of this because you're scared it's going to cause you pain. Or you're hoping for an end to something because it's not stable for you, and it's caused you a lot of pain, and you're ready to just walk away from it. But you're not sure how to go about that yet. In your recent past, or in your past, a lot of people say this is your recent past, but I feel like sometimes this energy touches like long time ago for me. And then sometimes it could be like just yesterday, or an hour ago. So sometime in your past, there was a fight that you had. There was some harsh communications between yourself and at least one other person, potentially a group of people, and it caused you a lot of heartache, and you're just kind of processing that energy. And it's very likely that you don't communicate with the people that you had those harsh communications with very often, if at all, these days. But you still think about it often. It's still something that sits in your energy, and from time to time you still feel like that painful emotion of that event. What you're thinking about is the Emperor, clarified by the Sun. So you're really trying to bring in abundance to yourself. You're really trying to stand in your power and find your joy again. You don't want to be sitting there somebody's prey. You don't want to sit there waiting for somebody else's to make a decision. You want to be the one in control. You want to be standing in your power, and you want to have happiness more than anything else. That's all you can focus on right now, is how do you find your joy again. And once you're able to kind of just settle down and trust spirit and make a decision as to what it is that you really want to focus your energy on, and trust your intuition, then that's when you're going to go ahead and bring this energy in. In your near future, you have the Queen of Swords clarified with the Two of Cups. So what this says to me is that you're thinking about having harsh communication regarding somebody that you're in a relationship with, or somebody that you have a strong with somebody that you're in a romantic relationship with, or somebody that you have a strong relationship with. So this could be like a parent or a coworker, or anybody that you have in your life that you deal with on a regular basis. If it's not a romantic relationship, you're thinking about having hard communications with them. Or in your near future, you may be having some difficult communications with them. But more than likely, you're thinking about it. I don't know that you'll actually act on it, but you're definitely thinking about it. And be careful with this energy, because it creates a lot of resentment. And you don't want to be passive aggressive. You want to be open and honest with your feelings, but in a respectful way that's diplomatic, so that you can get your needs met and so that everybody involved can have a beneficial outcome. You feel about yourself, you might feel as though you've been, give me just 1 second. Okay. The way that you feel about yourself is you feel like you're honest with people, and that they should be honest with you. You feel like since you were a child, you've always been kind and caring and offering towards other people, and you don't feel like that's always been provided back towards you. And you are ready to see that now in your life. You're getting antsy, waiting for that energy to be reciprocated. Other people see you as you're creating something. Excuse me. The cards that you got for how other people see you is the Chariot, and that's clarified with the Empress. So other people in your immediate environment are seeing that you're trying to make some sort of exit plan. You're trying to build something. You're trying to create a large movement in your life, a big change, and that you're being inspired. You're just following your inspirations. Whatever intuitive hits you get, you just run with it. You kind of think about it, but you're not spending a lot of time mulling over the intuitions that you're receiving. And if you continue to do that, you will be led to abundance. Just be if you're thinking about making any commitments and obligations, be sure that you are getting all the clarification needed, and that you have all the details before you're making any concrete commitments. In what you're hoping for, that your hopes or fears, but I'm going to say this is a hope, is you're hoping to create, you have the Page of Wands with the Emperor clarifying the Page of Wands. You're hoping to create something that is strong, that can't be broken by anybody else. You might have had other people come in and threaten what you've built, or try to change what you've built, or take what you've built in some way. And you're trying to put yourself in a position where you're creating new, and nobody can do that again, where you're fully in your power and people have to come to you, through you, and you get to decide how, when, where, why, and what. You don't really want to have anybody else allowing you to, or controlling you, not allowing you. I'm sorry. You don't want anybody else to be able to have decisions or weigh in on your decisions. You want to be able to stand in your power regarding this passion, this passionate spark that you want to take. And I also want to point out, anytime you have repeating cards, you want to focus on that energy. And the energy that you're focusing on that's above you is the Emperor, and that's clarified with the Sun. And in your hopes, you have the Page of Wands, and that's clarified with the Emperor. So what these say to me is that you're really, really focused on your hopes. And your hopes involve something that you're very passionate about, that you're expecting will lead you to prosperity. And you really want to stand in your power with it. And it's in the works now, or you're kind of putting the pieces together for it. But the farther that you start and you get along on your journey, you get so excited and you get so happy. But you're still kind of at that moment yet where it's still at the beginning. You're hoping to receive some communication regarding a group effort, regarding something that you're wanting to create, and or, sorry, I'm going to go ahead and put these back. I just want you to focus on these two energies really quick regarding this Emperor. So this Emperor energy, Emperors, they stand in their power. They're the ones that people they come to them, and they're the ones that are making the ultimate decisions. They're not the king, but they have very similar leeway, power like a king would have. And the energy that is surrounding them right now is the Sun and Page of Wands. Pages are communication. So communications about something you're passionate about, that brings joy. And because of the cards that we have here, I'm going to say it's regarding your abundance. This is something you're passionate about in relation to your abundance, in my opinion, as far as I'm reading it. Okay. And or, since we have these here with your potential near future, you might be fearing some communication coming back towards you as a result of this energy, of you saying something harsh, and now you piss somebody off and now they want to fight you, basically. So be careful of that energy when you do have this communication. Even though you're thinking of doing it harshly, keep in mind it is somebody that you have loving feelings towards, even if you're angry at the moment. So you always want to keep that in mind, because you can never take back your words. And if you're fearful of a communication, always remember you can get more with honey than you do with vinegar. So if you approach somebody and just try and smooth it over and have an honest and sincere communication with them in a respectful way, and just kind of clear the air, then you might be able to see a turnaround where it's beneficial for you both, without having to really worry about a struggle or a fight. But this also, again, because of all of the pentacles and your focus on what you're building, I would say that this also has speaks about what you're hoping for is some communication to kind of clarify and solidify what you're trying to build in your business. Okay, so the potential outcome, should everything remain the same, congratulations, is you have the Six of Wands and the King of Wands. So what this speaks about is complete victory, strong, powerful victory. The Six of Wands right here is the victory card. And I believe this pulled up in your pre-shuffle. This is the victory card. So this gentleman has been to battle and he is now returning, and he has the victory wreath around, and everybody is kind of gathered around him to admire him and acknowledge him in the battle that he's fought and how he's won. So now he's coming back. And here we have the King of Wands clarifying this energy. And kings are action, and wands are what you're passionate about. It's your inspired. It's your inspired energy, like your God force energy, the fire, the drive, the force energy. So this speaks of, in your final outcome, this speaks of a very strong victory that is powerful. I don't know how you will get it, but just know that it will come. So you want to have your energy in a good settled way, where you're the attitude of gratitude, and try not to focus on this energy in your past too much. Let the past stay in the past. We learn our lessons from our hurt and we move on. And then we turn our pain into power, right? Because knowledge becomes power. So this has been your reading, Pisces, your bonus reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're interested in reaching out to me for a personal reading, please see the details below. You can also find the details for the decks used in today's reading in the description box as well. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.